Anybody have any questions for me? Anybody have any questions about the military law or things of that nature?
I do.
Okay.
So if we do get Chris Hall elected as president, Trump or Hillary would still be living in the White House?
Okay. The question is, if we do get Chris Hall elected, would Trump or Clinton still be living in the White House? And that's a maybe. I set out while I was talking 2 different scenarios. In one scenario, Chris gets votes from across the country, and we simply say she's the winner because she's the only candidate who is running a lawful campaign, and therefore the only one who is constitutionally qualified to be president. But the tyrants don't recognize it, and so it sets up a dichotomy where Chris has to negotiate resolutions of things for us. Okay? But we at least have a civil authority that we can use to make sure that all of our militia operations are coordinated and lawful.
By the Geneva Convention.
By the Geneva Convention, but also by the Constitution. Okay? Because the Constitution does require us to comply with laws, but they have to be constitutionally enacted laws. And our point is, there has not been a constitutionally enacted law in the United States since 1935. Okay? The Supreme Court tossed the Constitution in 1935. They've never restored it. And Congress tossed the Constitution in 1932. But you use a later date because that's when the Supreme Court started ratifying or approving the unconstitutional laws. Okay? But there has not been a lawful government in the United States since 1935. And Congress overthrew every state law, every state government. Well, more accurately, the Supreme Court overthrew every state government in the United States except Nebraska in the 1960s to 71 or 72 through a series of decisions called the one man, one vote decisions. And that's really a little bit beyond what I'm going into today. If somebody wants to send something to me, an email, and ask me to clarify that, JAG1182@hotmail.com. I'll answer the questions. It's just beyond what I'm doing today. But so to finish the answer that you were asking, if we get enough votes, and this would be a bit of a surprise because I understand how hard it'll be to get the patriots to join together, because so many of us are going to do what we've been doing for 80 years. If I vote for somebody who really stands for right, I'm going to keep this guy who stands for slow liberalism, for slow erosion of the Constitution, from being elected, and it'll result in the person who's on the fast track to tyrant getting elected. Well, folks, we're so close to the end of that road that it doesn't matter which one's elected. If you elect Trump, you're going to be in a total tyranny during his administration, sometime during his administration. If you elect Hillary, you're going to be there. We've just gone so far that there's no room to give up that doesn't result in total tyranny. So, in that case, you know, if we can get enough patriots aboard to actually get the votes, to get her enough electoral votes, then she could end up winning. It'd be a little bit of a surprise, but it's not impossible if you all join the program. And if that happens, then she will be living in 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Then we'll have the Republic back.
Pardon?
We will have the Republic back.
It won't be that instant because you're still going to have Democrat and Republican majorities in the Senate and the House. But Chris knows the law, and she'll use the law. In one term, you can restore the Constitution and not violate the Constitution to do it. And Chris knows the law, and she's smart enough and intelligent enough and would pick the right people to make that happen. You know, she wouldn't have appointed Scalia because he's not constitutionalist enough for her. He was the slow tyrant. See? Chris Ann will pick people who turn this country on its ear in a minute. And we'll be back to what the Constitution originally said. I'm not saying that she won't enforce the amendments equally. If an amendment was constitutionally ratified, it's part of the Constitution. You know, I don't believe, and Chris Ann doesn't believe, and I know I'm not authorized to speak for her. I'm just telling you that I know her well enough. We're not like personal friends, but I know her, and I know where her heart is from what she has done, and I know her well enough to know that she will do the right thing invariably. She won't negotiate principle. She'll negotiate areas around, but she won't negotiate principle. She will insist on returning to the Republic and to the Constitution. Okay, anybody else? You back there in the yellow shirt, anything from there?
I forgot where it was. It goes back about 15 minutes.
I'm sorry.
Drifting.
Okay. Well, I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, just stop it.
Just the red button, right?
Yep.
Red